You are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. These are the leading top stories. First up, Northwest Health MEC has condemned the acts of violence at the Bapong Community Healthcare Center, and only 43% of the SASSA grant beneficiaries in the Northwest have transitioned to the new post-bank black cards. In the business news, Parliament committee concerned over insecure world trade agreements. And in the sports news, Arendse is optimistic about the team's projections. We begin here. Northwest Health MEC Lehari has condemned in the strongest terms possible the barbaric acts of violence by a group of people that had brought in an injured individual at the Bapong Community Healthcare Center in the early hours of Sunday morning. Preliminary reports indicate that a group of 5 people who were unruly and are suspected to have been taking alcohol arrived at the facility and refused to be searched by security officials at the gate as per regular protocol and made their way into the facility. The group also allegedly refused to queue and wanted to be attended to immediately before all other queuing patients who had been patiently waiting for their turn to be attended by other nurses. Now, the unruly group then assaulted a security official who was trying to intervene and maintain order at the facility. MEC Lehari had on the same day convened a meeting which was attended by senior officials from the department, both from the district and the province, and all affected stakeholders at the facility to delve deeper into the matter. A criminal case has been officially opened with a case number, and all healthcare professionals, including security personnel that were on duty that day, were afforded psychosocial support. Security is being reinforced at the facility, including sending more armed guards, and is being equipped with all the necessary tools, including metal detectors. In other news, the Democratic Alliance member of the provincial legislature in the Northwest province, Hendriette van Heinston, revealed that only 43% of grant beneficiaries in the Northwest have transitioned to the new post-bank black cards. Heinston said that the call on the Northwest Department of Social Development to work with Post-Bank to immediately increase service points and deploy mobile units in order to reach the rural beneficiaries. In more news, following the rape of a 7-year-old Kwekwe girl in the Eastern Cape, lobby group AfriForum says that it's not possible for the principal of the Bergview College to have been involved in the rape of the child. The incident allegedly took place on the school premises in October last year. This as the matter drew widespread condemnation over how it was handled. The school's principal has also sparked outrage for allegedly refusing to provide DNA sample for testing to rule him out as the perpetrator of the alleged crime. In light of this incident, Basic Education Minister Siviwe Gwachube has called for the mandatory screening of all school staff against the Sexual Offenders Register. And on to this now, Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Small Business Development is currently in the vetting process to select candidates for the country's first small enterprise ombud. 8 candidates are vying for the position. The office will adjudicate contractual dispute, the late payment of services, and complaints from small business owners. Now, the position of the ombud was created in terms of the National Small Enterprise Amendment Act, which was signed into law by the President back in 2024. Moving on to international news now, the military officials yesterday stated that bodies of some of the U.S. Army soldiers who went missing in Lithuania during a training exercise last week have been found. The soldiers went missing last Tuesday morning after their M88A2 Hercules armored recovery vehicle became submerged in a pit bog during a mission to repair a tow and immobilized tactical vehicle. The U.S. Army, Europe and Africa Public Affairs Office said that the identities of the soldiers, who were all from the 1st Brigade Combat Team 3rd Infantry Division, are being withheld pending family notification. Military officials also said that the soldiers had been deployed to Lithuania in support of the operation in Atlantic Resolve and were permanently stationed at Fort Stewart in Georgia. Lithuania Armed Forces and law enforcement worked alongside them during last week's training exercise. Let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, Parliament's Selection Committee on Economic Development and Trade has expressed concern about the impact global trade tensions could have on the country's export economy. At a Parliament media briefing on Monday, Committee Chairperson Sonia Boshoff said it would be catastrophic, particularly for the agricultural sector, if preferential market access currently enjoyed under the United States Africa Growth and Opportunity Act (AGOA) is discontinued. Boshoff believes that South Africa's G20 presidency provide a platform to reshape global trade to counter the pressures currently being felt. As the United States imposes new import tariffs on its global trade partners, and given heightened tensions between South Africa and America, there are real fears that South Africa's tariff exemption to the U.S. markets will be stopped when the act comes under review in September. And that's all from the business news. Your sports update follows next. In soccer news, following the goalless draw at the Peter Mokaba Stadium, SuperSport United interim coach Andre Arendse has succeeded. Gavin Hunt remains optimistic about the team's prospects. Arendse supervised his opening match as his team maintained a draw against Cape Town City in Polokwane on Sunday, with Hlatshwayo playing a critical role in achieving a clean sheet. Now, with 22 points from as many games, the team currently holds second place in the standings, and Arendse believes in the team's capabilities to avoid relegation and has outlined the necessary measures that he will take to ensure that Matsatsanza Pitori is elite status this season. Moving on to rugby news now, Brits and Jobb have been called up to join the squad following the Hong Kong Sevens, where the Blitzboks achieved a 9th place finish overall. Now they will be stepping in for the injured Kiwan Norkia and Gino Cupido respectively. The format for the Singapore tournament will mirror that of Cape Town in December, with the teams playing only 2 pool matches and the 4 group winners advancing directly to the semi-finals. Now the Blitzboks will compete against Great Britain and the Hong Kong champions Argentina in their pool games. And that's where we're going to have to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. The team will be back again tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.